name is Alicia, and I'm going to be walking us through how to do Bhujapidasana, also known as shoulder pressing pose. This is Bhujapidasana, shoulder pressing pose, is the first arm balancing sequence, or posture rather, that we see in the Ashtanga Primary series, and it's followed by Bakasana. But this pose will help strengthen your wrist, your shoulders, and it'll also help open your hips. It's a really wonderful posture. I would not suggest doing this posture if you have any injuries in your wrist, your shoulders, your knees, or your hips, because it can be quite intense. And there's other postures you can do instead that are like lizard would be a really wonderful way to open up the hips, and you'll get a lot of the same benefits. So I would definitely encourage that you warm up before trying this posture. You should just definitely not try to jump straight in, because it can be quite intense. A couple of really good ways that you can warm up are lizard posture, as well as Malasana is also another really wonderful hip opening posture. And I can demonstrate those before we dive in. So let's get started. So before we begin, let's just again circle back and try doing those hip opening postures. So first, let's take a look at Malasana. So Malasana is basically a yogi squat. So you're going to stand about hip a little bit wider than hip distance. Open your feet out wide, and then bring your hands to heart center, and then shift your weight back and go into a squat. This may be enough for you here, and if your heels are lifting up off the ground and all you can be, like the deepest you can get is here, totally fine. Come a time, if you can sink a little bit deeper, maybe try placing your hands together, and then maybe even try bringing your elbows into the corners of your knees to open your hips out a little bit wider. This might be really intense. While you're in this posture, it's important that you're not coming out of the posture by just like sinking, caving forward. Try to keep your spine nice and erect and straight, sinking into the pose, active here, opening the chest up. Stay here for a few breaths, engaging your core, pressing the hips away, using the elbows, open the knees up. And then press into the hips, press into the heels, lift yourself up. That is a really great pose to warm up Malasana. Another really great pose to warm up for this repeat posture would be lizard pose. So lizard pose, you can start from tabletop position. There's a couple of different ways to get into this posture, but essentially what you're doing here is you're going to step one of your feet back. I'm going to start with my left foot back, and then start from a tabletop position, and then press back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, look to the front of the mat, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. The lizard posture, gaze down to the floor. This might be enough for you here. You can stay here. You can also bend and lower the left knee down. This might feel good. If you're craving a little bit more, you can curl the left toes under, lift the left knee up. Stand here, or again, lower the knee down. Want even more, you can lower down to the forearms. Breathe into posture here. Take a moment to check that your knee is stacked over your ankle. You can also take your right hand, gently press into your right knee, lift your right foot up off the ground. Make sure that your foot is turned at a 45-degree angle here. Just gently open up the hip. Back with Bakasana. Be here for a few breaths. And gently lower the foot down. Place the right hand down. Lift up. Curl the left toes under. Lift the left hand up. Step the right foot back, and then move back into a downward facing dog. We'll do this again on the left side. Just even it out. Inhale, lift the left leg up. We'll go to the front of the mat. Step the left foot to the outside with the left hand. Again, a few options here. You can stay here lifted. You can also tend up on your fingers. It's a little bit difficult to get into that posture. You can shift your weight forward and back, behind might feel really nice on that hip flexor. You can stay up here. If you're craving a little bit more, try lowering down on your forearms. That feels good. Stay here. Or take your left foot and turn it to a 45-degree angle and gently press your left knee away. Breathe into it. If at any time this pose starts to be too intense for you, you can always just back off. By lifting up, we're lowering the right knee down. So just take it to your edge. Don't ever move too far unless uncomfortable for you. Flexibility will come with time. So let's, for wherever you are, stay here for a few breaths. Breathing into this pose. Feeling those sensations. Your left hip and your right hip flexor. Really nice, really opening up. This is also really wonderful posture for just sitting at home or in a seated position in bed. So we'll take one more breath here and exhale, let it go. You lower down to your forearms, gently press into your hands, and then step the right foot back. Meet me in a downward facing dog, rinse it out, and then lower your knees down. Alright, so now that our hips are a little bit warmed up, let's move into our peak posture, Bhujapidasana. Okay, so I will demonstrate first, and I would encourage you to watch the whole thing before trying on your own. A couple things to take note before attempting this posture is make sure that your hands can be firmly planted into the mat and that it's comfortable for you to do this. If your hands are turned out to the side or to the back, you have a high probability of really injuring yourself. So it's really, really, really important that you can firmly press your hands into the mat for attempting this posture. If at any time you start to experience a sort of wrist discomfort or pain, back off of it. You may not have enough strength in your wrist yet to do this posture, so I can also walk us through Bakasana, which is an alternative posture to where you'll start to develop some of that wrist strength. So here we go. Okay, so let's start first from a forward fold position. What you're going to do here is place your hands firmly into the mat and try to make sure that your middle finger is facing directly ahead so that you have a nice lift here. Lift the right foot up so the heel is lifted, and then let's lower this down. Let's start in a Martha's Couch first. We'll do the normal, the traditional Ashtanga way of entering this pose. So starting from the downward facing dog, bend the knees and look to the bottom of the mat. We're going to hop, and then your feet are going to go past your fingertips. So look at the mat, exhale, hop, and already you can kind of start to see that we're entering the pose here. And then lift the right foot up. You're going to place it on top of the right hand. Lift the left foot up. Place it on top of the left hand. So now, if you don't start to see it, you can start to shift your weight back into your hands. You're almost going to get that lift and how even you feel to lift like that. So this may be enough for you. This may be enough for you. It's going to be quite intense. But you try lifting the hips up. Lifting the hips up, looking back behind you, lowering the hips down. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lift the hips down. We're creating a little bit more. You want to full posture. Gently start to toe heels, your feet together. Right foot crosses on top of left. And then maybe going into the foot bind. Start to lift your feet up. Holding here, activating the long breath. Using the hands as the mat. And the full expression of this pose is getting your chin or the forehead onto the floor. I'm not going to touch that today. And then once you're ready, just lower and down the feet. And then lower into the mat. If you have the strength for it, you can try bringing your feet to the Bakasana. I'm not going to do that, but you take your feet behind you. Knees go to the elbows. You can then transition to the Bakasana. right? Placing the hand or the knees on the back of the elbows, lifting the feet up, and then go to shoot back to chaturanga. Moving up, vinyasa, meet me in the red dog. Okay, so that is our posture. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what it looks like from the front. Hands go firm on the mat. Feet are going on top of the hands. Here, I'll step back. Into that. Feet on the hands. Get the right foot on top of the left. Lift up. Release. Go back into Bakasana. Okay, so you can try that a couple of times on your own. If you start to feel any pain or discomfort in the wrist, ease up off of it. And also, if that's just too much for you, maybe just try doing, start from that downward facing dog and start to just practice bending the knees and then step out of that, stepping and hopping so that your feet are in front of your hands. Try lifting up. Maybe placing your feet on top of the hands, and then placing the right into the hand, and gently work it up. So, a couple things to remember while doing this posture. When you're lifting up, it's really important to squeeze the legs in. I'll show you why. Really important to squeeze the legs in. When you're doing this, because you're not squeezing the legs into your shoulders, you're gonna fall off. And if you squeeze your legs, if you start to try to lift up, you're gonna fall back on your bum. It's really important to squeeze everything in. Squeeze the legs, your inner thighs in towards your arms, which is why it's called shoulder pressing, because you're really squeezing everything in. Very important that you're also going to try to make sure that your legs are getting adequately high on top of your shoulders. So if you don't have the flexibility to do that, and again, another way to enter the pose is underneath your legs. Lift the left foot up, place your shoulder underneath as high as you can. Try to get into that. With your shoulders going underneath your knee, then lower the right heel down. Right hand is under your shoulder. Lift the right heel up. Place your hand underneath your foot to lower the right heel down. Another way to enter the posture. Then walk your feet to the center. Try to get that cross. And then lift up. Do your support. Squeeze thighs in together. Shoulder pressing posture. Stay here for a few breaths if you can. And gently lower the feet to the ground. Step back. Maybe high plank position. Rinse out vinyasa. Breathe back. And lower the knees. Great job. All right, so that is our peak posture this week, Bhujapidasana. I would definitely, again, encourage you to warm up if you have any sort of wrist injuries, shoulder injuries, hip discomfort. You can see why it's pretty intense posture. I would recommend doing it. And just got a couple of warm-up questions. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. Namaste.